Do you ever dream? My favorite dream is of my mansion. Someday, I imagine that I'll have a mansion. It'll have 53 rooms. One room for me, one room for my brother and my sister, one room for my mom and dad, one room just for my candy, one room just for my toys. It would be amazing. It would have a 27-car garage, and every one of those spaces would have a different car in it. In one of them, I'd have a Ferrari. In one of them, I'd have a Lamborghini. In one of them, I would have a Honda Accord. No, I'm kidding, but that's the car that I drive. It would have a kitchen, and that kitchen would have a chef in it. And that chef would make me delicious food every single morning and afternoon and evening and even midnight snacks. I'm talking lasagna. I'm talking kebabs. I'm talking hummus. I'm talking spaghetti. Not just, one day at a time. No, all on the same day. When I'd go into the back of this mansion, there would be a zoo. And when I'd go in that zoo, there would be zebras, and there'd be giraffes, and there'd be lions, and there'd be ostriches, and there'd be all these and there'd be a rhino too. Rhino. And then from outside of my home, you'd see a beautiful river, and I would be able to get onto a horse, and I'd gallop to the river, and the horse would be able to drink from that river, and by that river there'd be like a little apple tree, and I'd be able to grab an apple and eat it, and that apple would taste like lasagna. No, I'm kidding, it wouldn't, but you guys know I love lasagna so much. What if somebody gave you that dream? What if somebody gave you all of these amazing things? What would you do for that person? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I want to continue on this story. What if somebody gave you all of these things? What would you do for them? If that person gave you this mansion, 53 rooms, all of these cars in your garage, this zoo in your back doors, the horse where you're able to grab the apple and eat it. If somebody gave you all of that, what would you do for them? If they asked you, you know what I mean? I'm going to give all this for you, but all I ask is that you give me a call every day and check in on me. Would you do it? Oh, yeah, I would. Oh, you betcha. I would call him every hour of every day. I would say, hey, thank you again for this great mansion. I'm just on the horse right now. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you in an hour. I would do that. That wouldn't be a problem at all, right? I would do whatever it is that person wanted me to do because they've given me so much. After giving me so much, I would want to do whatever it is that they told me to do. Well, today I want to talk to you guys about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much. I mean, when we think about it. Allah gave me, what's that noise? Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think it must have been something that I ate. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. There's some repairs happening in our office, and so there's some background noise. Oh my goodness, and it's still going on. Allahu Akbar. And that's kind of the fun part about a live show, because you just kind of never know what will be in the background or who will be in the background. Anyways, all right, so we'll get back to the story. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much. Allah has given me my mom, right, who I'm able to love and hold and care for so much. Allah's given me my dad, who cares for me. Allah has given me my eyes, and with my eyes I can see, and He's given me my mouth, and from my mouth I'm able to speak, and I'm also able to taste delicious things like lasagna, and I'm able to smell with my nose, I'm able to smell beautiful things, and also not so beautiful things too sometimes. With my ears, I'm able to hear so many beautiful things. Allah's given me my clothing. He's given me my ability to think. He's given me all of my favorite animals: giraffes, lions, zebras, birds, ostriches, rhinos. He's given us all of these things. He's given us the sun that's so beautiful, especially on summer days when it touches your skin. And He's given us these beautiful clouds that sometimes protect us from the sun. Allah has given us so much. And after giving us so much, He doesn't ask for much. He doesn't say, Amir, I want you to do all this for me. No. Allah, after giving us so much, He asks us to worship Him. What does it mean to worship? Worship means to, for example, pray to Him. Or worship means to, for example, fast. We fast. Why? Because Allah told us to, and Allah has given us so much, and I love Him so much, then of course I will do it. It's the least that I can do. Now, I want to add one more thing. When I fast or when I pray, does that help Allah? Is Allah, for example, taking all of these fasts that people from around the world are doing, and all of these prayers from around the world that people are doing, and putting them in a closet or something somewhere? No. When we pray, it's not for Allah. The one who benefits is me. When I fast, the one who benefits is not for Allah. It is me. And so anyways, to illustrate this today, I'm going to be reading out of our most latest book. This is the latest book. In fact, it was just shipped on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a member of Noor Kids, you're going to be getting it soon. Oh, and by the way, I should tell you guys about Noor Kids. For those that don't know me, my name is Amin Asr, and I am the author of Noor Kids. What is Noor Kids, you ask? Well, great question. Glad you asked. Noor Kids is an amazing Islamic education program in which every month families receive a new book in the mail. Books like Agents of Change and Take the High Road and Squeaky Clean and Noor Kids Go to Hajj and Muslim Mastermind and Right versus Wrong. And I could do this all day because mashallah, we've published over 40 books. Every month families receive a new book delivered directly to their home, and they also get a global Muslim citizen passport. We're able to collect badges from each and every single book. Right now you can try Noor Kids for $1. Literally for $1, you're going to get a box just like this in the mail with your very first book, your very first passport. Not only will you love it, and not only will it help you fall in love with Islam, but you'll also support us. You guys, this office, none of this can exist without your support. We need you. Oh no, what's that noise again? Oh my goodness, the noise is back. Ya Allah, where is it coming from? But anyways, do consider supporting Noor Kids. Not only will you benefit, but actually we will benefit too. Go on noorkids.com, and I implore you to try us today. And I'm going to hold on for just 1 second. Just 1 second. All right, so I'm really sorry about that, but hey, it is what it is. It's a live show. This is what happens. Now, I want to introduce you to the characters of Noor Kids. Noor Kids follows the story of Amin, Shireen, Asad, and Amira. These four live in a city called Maple Grove, and they go to a school called Northport Elementary. So first, let me tell you a little bit about the first character, who is Shireen. Shireen is a trailblazer. Lots of times you'll see her exploring all around the world because she wants to be just like her mom, who works for National Geographic. Then there's Amin. Amin's a sports star. Here you see him kayaking. He's got an older brother in college named Hasib, and the one thing about Amin is sometimes he does stuff without thinking about it because that he gets into trouble. Then there's Asad. Asad's a scientist. He loves to break things apart just to figure out how to put them back together again. He's got a little baby sister named Yusra. And then there's Amira. Amira is an artist. She loves exploring all of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beauty through art and poetry and painting. Now, these four are the Noor Kids. Every one of our books has 2 stories in it. I'm going to be reading one story, and the story I'm going to be reading is called A Special Cake. But before we start, I need you to say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Will you say it? Bismillah Rahman Rahim. All right, a special cake. Shireen invites Amira to her home for iftar to celebrate her first fast. Of course we'll come. I'm going to make a special cake for you, says Amira. Do you see? She's on the phone. She's talking to Shireen. Tell me, what would you like in your perfect cake, says Amira. Shireen thinks to herself. She says, I want chocolate-covered mushrooms, lima beans, and of course, pine nuts. Okay, are you sure? Says Amira. Amira begins thinking to herself, this will be the yuckiest cake ever. I mean, lima beans and cake. Oh my goodness. Positive, says Shireen. Amira finds Mom in the kitchen. Shireen wants chocolate-covered mushrooms, lima beans, and pine nuts in her special cake, says Amira. We have those ingredients, says the mom. So gross. Pine nuts? Should I put them in, says Amira. Is this cake for you, asks Mom. No, says Amira. Then make it the way Shireen has asked. After all, it's for her. Amira gathers all the ingredients, baking powder, sugar, pine nuts, lima beans. From the cupboard, she gets flour. From the refrigerator, she gets some butter and some eggs. Okay, I have everything. Eggs, flour, sugar, butter, baking powder, lima beans, pine nuts, chocolate, and mushrooms. Amira measures and pours the ingredients into a large mixing bowl. This smells delicious, thinks Amira. Amira pours the batter into a cake pan and puts it in the oven. It's time for the final step, coating the mushrooms in chocolate. Amira picks up the Belgian chocolate. This chocolate smells so good. And you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're fasting today, let's just think about chocolate for a moment. No, don't do it. Don't do it. It's too tough. Amira breaks off a piece and brings it close to her mouth. Oh dear, what time is it anyway, thinks Amira. Amira sees the clock. 3 more hours until iftar. See, it's like 3:13 and iftar is at like 6:13 for them. Amira pops a piece of chocolate into her mouth and breaks her fast. Do you see that? First she eats it and now she's feeling a little bit bad. Amira finds Mom in her office. Why the sad face, dear, says Mom. I broke my fast, says Amira. Mom hugs Amira close. I love chocolate too much. Will I ever be able to fast the whole day, thinks Amira. And I don't know if you guys can relate to this. Sometimes it's really tough when you're like fasting and you see something that you really like and you just can't hold it and you break the fast. It's not ideal, but this is what happened to Amira. Mom sniffs the air. Is something burning? They ran to check the cake. Oh no, it's ruined, thinks Amira. Amira immediately gathers ingredients to begin again. I thought you'd be tired by now. I am tired, says Amira. Are you sure you want to do this? So what happened? Amira, she put the cake to bake and it started to burn. And so now that it burned, what's Amira doing? She's doing it all over again. Shireen is my best friend. I love her, says Amira. If she wants a cake, I'm going to make her the best cake ever, says Amira. See, that's why I fast, says Mom. Amira stops mixing. You fast because Shireen is your best friend? No, silly. I do it because even though I love chocolate, I love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even more. Allah has given me so much. If He asks us to do things like fast, I'm excited to do it. All right, so before we go on, let's talk about this. I want to make sure you understand real quick, right? So in this story, Amira is making a cake for Shireen. Why? Amira is making that cake for Shireen because she loves Shireen. Shireen is her friend. And because Shireen is her friend, even if there's lima beans, even if there is pine nuts, Amira is excited to do it because she loves her friend. Now, Mom, on the other hand, is saying, look, I know fasting is tough, but I love Allah so much that I fast because He's asking me to do it. You see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much. Like I told you at the beginning of this episode, Allah has given us so much. He's given us our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mom and our dad, our brother and our sisters, our fingers, our hair, our mind, the sun, the clouds, the sunshine, the zebras, the lions, the tigers, the rhinos. He's given us so much. The least we can do is worship Him. Does that make sense? Of course it makes sense. It makes more than sense. It makes dollars. That was a joke. Anyways, all right. Let's go back to, and so what are some of the things that Allah asks us to do? What are some examples? Well, in Ramadan, He asks us to fast. Outside of that, He also asks us to pray, right? 5 times a day. He also asks us to give zakah, right? He asks us to give in charity. He also asks us to go for hajj. And inshallah, when you get older, you can go for that. These are some of the examples of things that Allah asks us to do to worship Him. Now, by the way, let me ask you a question. I'll ask you a question at the end, okay? Let's get back to the story. You're right. I love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, I'm going to try to fast too, says Amira. In the evening, Amira arrives with her cake to Shireen's home. You made the cake! Thanks so much, says Shireen. And then look, it looks pretty good. Shireen says Bismillah and digs right in. So how was your first day fasting? Shireen says, it was nuts. Amira says, nuts? Shireen finishes, yep, pine nuts. The two friends laugh as Shireen eats her special cake. Bum, ba-dum. Will you guys give me a special round of applause? A round of applause? That was a really good story. I love that story, mashallah. And you guys are all going to get it in your mailbox very soon if you're a member of Noor Kids. If you're not a member of Noor Kids, you can become a member. You can do it, noorkids.com, and inshallah you'll start getting these books as well. Now here's the thing. I want to finish, and I'm going to share a couple of the challenges before I do. Shireen asked for a very specific kind of cake. She said she wanted lima beans, chocolate-covered mushrooms, and pine nuts. That's what she asked for. Now, did Amira give her exactly what she asked for? Yup, she did, right? Because Shireen asked for something very specific, and Amira gave her exactly that, right? Amira didn't say, hey, I know you asked for lima beans, but I thought to myself, what would be even better? Carrots. Let me put in carrots. No, she didn't. Right? Because Shireen specified, she said, this is what I want. This is what I want from you, and this is what's going to make me happy. So in order to do that, Amira did exactly that in the same way with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to worship Him in very specific ways. He asks us to, for example, pray and to pray 5 times a day. He asks us to fast and to fast from sunup to sundown. And He asks us to give zakah and to give charity. Now, what if I say to Allah, yeah, Allah, I know you asked me to do that, but you know what? I'm actually going to do it in a different way. Would that be appropriate? No. We want to pray and we want to worship Allah how? The way that He has asked us to worship Him. Just like Amira made the cake, exactly the way that Shireen asked her to do it. So, as you fast today, I want you to remember, when you feel hungry, when you feel like a fire in your belly, I want you to look at Allah. And of course, you can't look at Allah, but I want you to pray and think, Ya Allah, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this because I love you. Ya Allah, I'm doing this for you, and I know the reward that you will give me is going to be immense. So Ya Allah, accept this from me. I want you to do that, inshallah. All right, so now before we end, there were a couple of boys and girls who put together challenges, and you guys, they were good challenges. They were amazing challenges. I'm going to show 2 of them. And these, of course, was the Masjid Tour challenge. These are going to be the last ones. Tomorrow I'm going to be putting up a new challenge that you'll be able to check out. So let's take a look at this one. It's a pretty nice masjid, and it says here Islamic Center of Long Island. It's a huge mosque. Wa alaikum salam.
And I'm 9 years old. My name is Zahra Batul, and I am 7 years old. we come to ICLI for many events, and we are at. Oh, I forgot to mention that we are at Long Island in.
Allahu Akbar. So I just want to first say, it's so amazing to see a brother and sister together, because I'll tell you, my best friends are my older brother and my older sister. And when we were kids, sometimes we'd fight a little bit and do this and that. But when I see a brother and sister and they hold hands, Allahu Akbar, that is amazing. So it's so good to see these two. And I do want to just mention that, mashallah, the girl here is so cute because it's a windy day and her little hijab is flying. Allahu Akbar, this is amazing.
New York.
In New York? She forgot she was on camera.
Lot, and it is very huge. And usually at iftar time here, this parking lot is full. It is a huge masjid.
Mashallah.
We come here every Sunday for Sunday school, and for other events such as surah competitions and speech competitions, and I won both of them. Mashallah.
Allahu Akbar. She won the surah competition and the speech competition. That's amazing.
It's for Sunday school playground and Saturday school. They use it for a lot of times and people play here.
You guys, that playground was amazing. That was a seriously amazing playground. If I had that kind of playground at my masjid, I would be there right now. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't be there right now, but I'd enjoy it a lot. It's so beautiful.
This is the women's prayer area. Right now they're having special type of meeting here. The events are usually held here mostly.
Looks like there's an event happening right now.
This is the Sunday school area where classes are here. Some classes are above too, and there are vending machines so people can get snacks.
Vending machines for snacks? Oh man, I wonder if they have lasagna in there. That's a beautiful school.
So we love our masjid, and we always and we try to come here as much as we can. And we love Noor kids. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Alaikum salam. That was really amazing, you guys. That was really amazing. And you know what? You know what I really loved? At the end when she says, I love my masjid. You guys, our masjid is like a sacred space. You know, of course, the best place for all of us to go would be to, for example, Mecca, right? So we can be so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when I say so close to Allah, what I mean is so close to the Kaaba, right? Because, you know, when we pray towards the Kaaba. But if we can't be there, you know, one of the best things that we can do is we can go to a masjid. And if we can have a special relationship with a masjid, that is so great. And so, alhamdulillah, what an honor. Now, this one's also, I really like this one. These people are from, and I'll tell you in a moment.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Jenna from South Dakota.
From South Dakota. Oh man, so I'm from Minnesota and South Dakota is our neighbor. And this is how we speak in Minnesota. Oh, sure, you betcha. Oh, you know, I just want to go and see how the Minnesota Vikings are doing today. That's how we speak. All right, anyways, I say that sometimes. You guys maybe not catch it, but.
This is the Masjid Tour.
The Masjid Tour.
This is the place where we have iftar.
It's a nice area for iftar. And look, everyone looks so dressed up, mashallah. Aww. It's a really nice classroom. It's so clean. And I love the wood floors. A lot of nice space for shoes, too.
This is where we put our shoes.
It's so organized.
To the women's prayer. And this is the kitchen.
Ooh, the kitchen. I bet there's a lot of really nice food that's made in that kitchen. The brothers' prayer room.
And this is the men's prayer.
Oh wow, look at this. It's a nice, cozy little masjid. Oh, just looking at it makes me feel warm. It reminds me of like a cabin because of all the wood on the sides. It's like a cabin masjid, is what I think.
And this is the men's shoe rack.
And those are the men's shoe rack. Very nice. And that is somebody who she just gave a hug. She just gave a hug to somebody. Who did she give a hug to? Where did she go? Oh, she's back. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. Allahu Akbar. That was amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to thank you so much for joining today. And tomorrow we'll be meeting at the same place, same time. I'm going to be issuing a challenge. This one's going to be a funny challenge. When you hear about it, you're going to you're going to laugh so much. And speaking of laughing and speaking of having a good time, you know what would make you have a good time right now? If you had a Noor Kids membership. I'm going to just say one final note about this because truthfully the day of Eid is coming. Noor Kids does make for an amazing gift. Right now you can try it for $1. If this is something that you would want, ask your mom and dad and say, hey mom and dad, this is something that I would like. Not only will you enjoy it, but you'll also support us. Inshallah, you can take advantage of it at noorkids.com and we would be very grateful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.